just having some late, and I had some ideas because the help in a boutique, and I sell my finished products in a boutique, and we were all thinking the other day, what can we do for Mother's Day? And so we wanted to put together some baskets, and any artisan that wanted to contribute to the basket, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I can make some signs or do some things, and then I can make tags as well to go on the basket with cute little sayings, or that might be appropriate for that basket. So I have a couple of things. Could see the variety of different things that you can do with Chalk Couture, and maybe your stuff to do as well. It'll give you some ideas. So what I've got is just these little boards. I also have, these are paper tags, and I bought these in batches of I think it was like 10 or 20 of these at a time, and I just got a string on it, tie it right to the basket. I've also got some little bit more expensive ones, but the chalkboard ones, and you can get these at most of the craft stores, and it's burlap back with a string as well. And so I thought I'd do a couple of different, you guys can see it, and I thought it would be fun. I'm going to do a couple of different techniques on a couple of different ones. So the first one that I thought I would do is trying to find words or sayings or something that's a little unique out of just the to and the from. And here's the first one I found. It says inspire. So if your mother inspires you, or the person who is representative of your mother for you for Mother's Day inspires you, this would be a good tag to make. So what I'm going to do is I've got my transfer already on my tag, and I am actually going to do a mixed paste technique. So I'm going to use plum and lilac, and I'm just going to put it in. I thought that would be a lot of fun. So for anybody who's not familiar with Chalk Couture, we are a fairly new company, but an awesome company. We have several different products. So we have the paste, which is chalk based. So the great thing about this that makes this different from either chalk paints or other pastes and stuff that you find at other stores is because it's paste, it's not permanent unless you want it to be, or it's as permanent as long as you need it to be. So think like a chalkboard in a classroom. After you write on it, if I rubbed my smear, whereas in this case, after I rub across it, it doesn't move. And then if it will stay on. But if I do it on chalkboard, if I do it on wood, if I do it on any other type of slick surface, I can wipe and it removes it completely, and I can something else on there. So till you don't want it to be anymore. So that's one of our products. Our other product is the transfers, and we do call them transfers. We don't call them stencils because we don't want them to be confused with what you get at the major craft stores. And the difference between our product and those is these are silkscreen. So it's got, let me show you here, this one. So wait, my thumb's pushing right here. It's not pushing through that letter. Okay, there's a silk screen behind it. And what that helps do is when you are working with the paste and the transfers, as long as you get all of the air bubbles out, it's going to help with seeping. So transfers or stencils that you get in the store that are just cutouts, a lot of times will bleed or seep because there's nothing stopping it from doing vinyl stuff. You can do some very beautiful things with those products, but they're one and done. The great thing about these is you can use them over and over again. We do about 10 or 10, but the transfers, if you take care of them, they will take use them 20 plus times, which is really great. You get a bang for your buck. So That's great. And then the last main product that we have is an ink, and that is absolutely brilliant. But it actually extended our capabilities in using our transfers, because now we can use our transfers on fabric and canvas and burlap and a whole bunch of stuff and make it completely permanent. You just heat set it just like anything else, and you're good to go. And then, you know, there's a ton of other things that you can do. You can glass etch with these paste and transfers, or I shouldn't say the paste, but the transfers. You know, the opportunities are endless. So now that you guys have heard the explanation of what Chalk Couture is while I prepped my materials here, we're going to get to going on the project. So I've got my tag and I've got the word inspire, okay? And in order to do this blended technique, I'm going to need, and I always need, I've got these squeegees. Okay. Cut these down. They're a little bit smaller than how they come. And there's different ways that people do these, do this technique. The way that I do it is a little bit of a science experiment. You never know how it's going to turn out, because I just blot the colors all over, blend them in, and then rip up the transfer. Some other people are a little bit more methodical about it. But I'm like a kid with finger painting. I just kind of want to mess around and see what will come of it. So I'm going to take this paste out, and I'm just going to dab it across, a little bit of down and a little bit of the plum down. Okay, and I've got a tin of water here where I dump all of my used products so that I can clean them and use them, because it is chalk based, so it does dry fairly quickly, and we don't want the paste to dry on things. Sorry, my cat has decided he wants to join in on the live. So what I'm doing now is I am rubbing the paste across the surface, and then I'm going back and grabbing the excess. See all this excess I'm grabbing off? Normally, if it was just one color, I would put it right back into the container, because I don't want to waste anything. But because I need paper towel, because I blended colors, I certainly don't want to put a blended color back into the container, because then, you know, it's kind of like putting Play-Doh, a bunch of Play-Dohs in back together. You'll never get the same color back out. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there, and what you do is you peel up a corner just to get it, and then you try to peel down the middle. That way you don't stretch your transfer. So I'm going to peel this off so that you guys can see. And there we go. Oops. So you can see, and it's not showing up as well on camera, but it is quite pretty. It looks almost dimensional because of the different colors. So that's Inspire. So we got that one done. So I'm going to just aside, and what I'll do is I'll just hit it with a blow dryer just to make sure that it dries, and then I'll just leave it. Since this is paper, I don't need to seal it with anything. Normally, if we wanted to, like with these cardboard pieces, if I want it to be permanent, because it is chalk paste, I will seal it with a polyurethane spray. I don't want to use a rub, because if I rub it, then, oops, I got those backwards. If I rub it, then it'll rub that chalk paste right on off. Okay. All right, so let me close these up because they will dry out. I didn't squirt that one. I put a little bit of water in there just to help it stay, keep that moisture in there. All right. Okay. So that's my purple and lilac. Now I have one that's kind of fun. It says Queen Bee. And I thought I would just do that in a school bus yellow. Okay. Just straight across yellow. I thought that would be fun. Kind of, you know, for that mother who runs that household and everybody looks up to her, and she is the queen of that house. I thought this would be a fun tag to do. So some of my pastes have dried out just a little bit. So all I do is I squirt some water. That's all that's in this container. And then I just mix it up a little bit. Now this one's really dry, but that's the other great thing about this. When it dries, you literally just add some water and stir it up. and it puts it right back into a consistency that you can use. And the consistency that we're looking for is like a yogurt or anything like that. So I'm just going to keep stirring this until I get that consistency. The fact that artists gave these Mother's Day gifts, I think that's, you know, such a great idea. We're putting them in baskets, so I don't want to make anything too big. But I just thought this would be a great addition. Or this is to and from. Okay, I think I'm good. All right, so what I'm going to do is this time I'm just going to put my squeegee and up, and I'm just going to drag it straight across. And I'm trying not to, normally I wouldn't worry about getting the chalk paste on my backing here because I cut it off, but because this is paper, I'm trying to be a little careful not to get any rough on the edges here. And I'm just putting the excess right back in the container. Again, so you don't waste anything. And I'll show this to you guys so that you can see. Really, it's just a very thin layer, okay? And we peel. And we have an awesome tag that says Queen Bee. I love it. Okay, so that's awesome. That one's done. And these are just quick and easy tags. You know, we're fairly inexpensive. Can't even remember where I got them, but yeah, they're but add a nice little personal flair and touch the gift that normally. And you can do this for any holiday. You know, this next one I'm going to do is wonderful around Thanksgiving. You can use this one. I have, oops, sorry, I'm using a little bit of my DNA here. Get off my table. Okay. So this one says, ever thankful for you. And I thought Thanksgiving, I made a couple of tags for like housewarming gifts. If you're invited to a dinner or whatever, and you bring over a bottle of wine or a basket of whatever, it's a nice tag to put on there. Or you can take some burlap or some type of fabric, really pretty napkins, and put this on the napkin, and then your and it'd be a wrap for that, which is really, really cool. Okay, so this time I am going to use Caribbean and custard. Actually, I think I'm just going to use Caribbean. I think it'll be pretty just to have it all by itself. And I was going to blend it again, which I love blending colors, but this time I think less is more, and I'm just going to do the Caribbean. And then I've got a few more, and then I'll let you guys go with all of these fun, quick projects, and hopefully you guys can use them. And while I'm sitting here preparing, I'll do my little sales pitch, which, you know, is not something I normally do a whole lot of, but Couture is a direct sales company. And so we have teams, and, you know, we do, you know, you can join in and do this as well. So even if you don't feel like you have a creative bone in your body, that's the one thing that I love, or one of the things that I love about this product is, you know, I'll hold classes and we'll do like paint nights or sign classes, and people will sign up and go, well, I'm not very creative, or I don't have a very pretty handwriting, or I don't. I say, you don't need to. These transfers do that for you. Now you have to think of the colors you're going to choose, or if you're going to mix and match transfers and stuff. So you still have to be a little creative and think about it. But as far as making it look good, transfers have you. So if you're interested in and that you think you know want to do, and I'm going to tell you, hey, doing Thank you for joining me. If this is something you think you want to do, then contact me and I'd love to talk to you about it, because I'm going to tell you, I sew and crochet. I was not a sign maker and I got totally chalk addicted. I couldn't stop doing it. And so I decided to join. Okay, so we're going to do We're Thankful for You. And again, and I up the rest of it across, like my mentor Trina always says, like butter and bread. And then I'm going to pull the excess off. And Linda, oh, I keep having these alerts pop up. Oh, I can't see you guys. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, okay, so I'm going to pull this off. Oops, so you guys can see. I love it. I'm glad I went with just solid color. Ever Thankful for You. So Linda, you're just joining me. I'm making tags for Mother's Day baskets. The boutique I help at is, excuse me, is putting together Mother's Day baskets, and I'm creating the tags and a few signs to go in them, but I thought it would be neat. I did Ever Thankful for You. I did Queen Bee. This one's a little hard to see on camera, but it says Inspire. So just a couple of fun ideas to make them a little unique and special for our loved ones, mothers, whoever that mother figure is for you. Okay, so this one, this is where I say you can get a little creative, because this one has a saying down at the bottom. It has a lot of stuff on it, but down at the bottom it says you are loved. It says you are loved. And I'm only using that portion of the transfer. So I've got my tag, I've got the transfer, and I think it'll fit. I guess first, huh? Oh, my allergies. Gosh, pollen is crazy around here, and allergies are going crazy. I thought it was going to fit. Oh, you know what? I can go a little bit higher on it. It's because of that hole, a little lower. It keeps sticking. These things are quite sticky. Oh, let me move it down a little bit. Down. I don't think it's going to work. Okay, so we can see, is there anything else? All right, so this one didn't work. I need a little bit bigger. Oh, maybe it'll work on this one. Hold on. I have this tag, which is a chalkboard and burlap, but it's a bit, it doesn't have, you are loved. Okay, so I've got to keep my transfer from sticking to itself. So this one, I'm going to do the bubble gum, you know, red, pink, kind of in that love family color. And let me mix this one up. And again, I'm just mixing up my pastes. This one is one of the newer ones. They reformulated their pastes, and so this one's a new one, so it doesn't need a whole lot. So sorry, I'm sniffling. My allergies have really gone crazy. I'm one of those people that has allergies all year round, but the pollen is a little nuts in Virginia right now, and so my nose is like, what are you doing to me? Okay, so I'm going to take some of the bubble gum out. I am going to just drag this all the way across. Hopefully that D got on there. If not, I can just wipe it clean, because this one's a chalkboard based, and move it over and start over, which is the other thing I love about this product is I don't tend to measure a whole lot. And yeah, so mess ups are covered up very easily. Oh, yep, I didn't move it over enough. But here you can see, it says you are loved. So I'm actually going to do a really quick clean of this. I'm going to spritz some water on it so you guys can actually see how this works. And I've got a paper towel in my hand. And I'm going to wipe it off and we're going to redo it. Now, typically I like to clean my transfer, but because I just used a quick and wipe and get some of that paste out of there. When people are getting a little crazy. Get some of that paste out of there. Okay. So let me, oh, now I have, okay, so make sure this is fairly dry. Do this again. That worked. Round two. We are the paste. You can do it up and down, side. Once you get that screen, silk screen ink, and then just get all the excess off, you should be. Let's peel. Oh, much better. Okay, see, you are loved. Another one down. I mean, this is fantastic. I've been on for 20 minutes and I've been talking a lot. So let's say I've been doing projects 15 minutes and I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 of them done. I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to let you guys go for the evening. But I just love the idea of this. And you don't have to have a whole lot of the product to get this done. You know, you can use little pieces of ones that you probably already have. Or, you know, we have just letters as well, fonts and letters. And so you can just use those as well to spell out mom or love or, you know, whatever you want. Oh, I'm having a difficult time. Normally, let's see, maybe I need to clean. I normally will go back at the end and wipe all these down with disinfectant wipes and spritz them with a little bit of water. Okay. But I don't want to make you all have to go through all that. All right, so this one is the last one. And again, I am using a chalkboard type tag that I got at a craft store. And this one, it says, I love you with my whole heart for my whole life. But again, I am simply just using the top part that says, I love you. So for this one, I think, you know, I really like that. What was it? Did we do the Caribbean color? Is that what that was? Yes. I was going to do custard. I'm in love with that Caribbean look. We're going to go for the Caribbean. Okay. I don't think this is the one I used earlier because it's a little harder to open. Okay. I've got several of them. I probably should have found the one I used, but that's okay. We're going to make it happen. So we made it past hump day, guys. Anybody have really, well, anybody. Linda, I think you're the only one on with me. Got any good plans for the weekend? Okay. Let's see here. I'm getting it there. This container's getting kind of low. If I can scrounge up enough of this. Oof, I may have made it a little too watery. Where this goes. Okay. Another one, and I redo it. And I just ever know that I had to do it twice. Oh, yeah, because I'm dropping, I've got droplets of Caribbean around here. Oh. Okay. Okay. Always sticking to my table. All right. So here we go. Peel this off. Ooh, this one is uber sticky. Okay, so I'm going to peel it off. And yay! It's a little crooked. Hold on, I'll show it to you guys. My transfer sticking to itself. I'm just putting my transfers in water so that they don't dry up too much. This one says, I love you. A little crooked, so I might redo that one. I don't know. Maybe we can say a kid did it. No. Okay, so that is my project for tonight. I'm going to be making a bunch more of them, but I just wanted to give you guys a good rundown, a good, I guess, selection of ones that I was doing. Hi, Renee, how are you? That's okay if I don't know you. Hey, that's how I got started, actually, is I found people doing this, and I just couldn't stop watching it. And I was always like, hey, what are you doing? How do you do it? So where are you joining from, Renee? And I'll show you some of the stuff that I've been doing. Are you familiar with Chalk Couture at all, Renee? This way, if you're not, I can kind of give you a quick rundown so you're not completely looking at me like I'm nuts and wondering what I'm doing. Okay, so just as a little recap, what I did was I'm a Chalk Couture independent designer, and I help with a little local boutique. We have over 50 artisans who sell in the shop, and we all decided that we wanted to put together Mother's Day baskets, and so anybody who wanted to participate could. And so I'm going to make a few little small signs and stuff, but then I thought, wouldn't it be fun to make creative tags to put on them that would stand out more than just the, to mom from, your kids. Oh, good, you follow Trina. Okay. I'm in Northern California. I'm a designer, but I don't know anyone on my team. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. You can be a pseudo team member to us. Join in on all of our lives. We love it. So you're fully familiar with the product, which is great. So I thought, instead of just making something to go in the basket, I can also make something to be tagged onto the basket. And this can be good for any holiday: Father's Day, Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever you want. And they just make kind of a unique little thing. So I've got different types of tags here. So this is a paper tag that's supposed to replicate like a chalkboard look. This one is chalkboard on burlap. And then this one is just a chalkboard with a burlap tag. And so what I did was I went through my transfer books, and I just tried to find words that hit me, thought would be creative. And I'll probably do some goofy ones too, because if you're like me, you were probably, well, I don't know. I was raised in a very sarcastic home. And so like the transfer that says, oh my God, my mother was right about everything, it would be a great Mother's Day gift in my household. Like I said, I have allergies going on, so I'm sorry for all the sniffling. So I'll probably find a few quirky little that are funny. But here are the ones that I did. Now this one is a little hard to see on the computer, but it says inspire, and I used lilac and plum, and I combined the two colors. So I love that, if the mother figure inspires you. I did Queen Bee, and this one's just done in school bus yellow, and I'll probably add the crown to it now that I think about it. So I'll probably add the little crown up at the top. I did You Are Loved in bubblegum on this. I did I Love You, which is a little crooked, but not too bad. I Love You in the Caribbean, and I love that Caribbean against the black so much. And this one is the Ever Thankful for You. And like I said, these are just very simple tags. I've got a bunch of them here. And I've also got these little wood pieces too that you guys have probably seen at craft stores. And so they'd really be great. Oh, thanks, Renee. Really good like basket stuffers, you know, and maybe I can put like a little magnet on the back, and then the mom or whomever, grandmother, mom, mother, can use it on the fridge or something, something like that. So anyways, and you can add flowers and little details, whatever you, it's just a unique way of using our products to add just that little touch to things that we would normally do. So I thank you so much. I'm sorry you jumped in here at the last. I really appreciate it. And Renee, jump on anytime and PM me. Love as well. So anyways, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.